Good morning, everybody, and a very, very warm welcome to Empowering Morning Conversations. And at the risk of being repetitive, I'll remind you that every morning we get here, we come here for what? To have a life of ease and joy and glory. To have a life where we are not completely controlled by the circumstances. We are not controlled by our moods and our whims and our opinions, right? We are not influenced by the constant bombardment of negativity that we are subjected to. And above all, we get an opportunity to create our life every day. We get an opportunity to add value to our life every day. So it's interesting, that we are doing it in the morning. And they say, well begun is half done. So if we start the day right, if we put thoughts of creation rather than survival, don't you think life will be much better? Now, whether you realize it or not, our days are full of survival activities. One survival activity followed by another survival activity. So what energy, space, and consciousness can I be that would allow me to love myself, adore myself, and see myself as this wonderful, magnificent, extraordinary human being that I am? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pork, online shorts, boys, poads, and beyonds. What energy, space, and consciousness can I be that would allow me to live a life of infinite possibility? Everything that is times a godzillion will I destroy and uncreate it all. So what have you made so vital, valuable, and real about decisions, judgments, conclusions, and computations that keeps you from living a life of infinite possibility? Everything that is times a godzillion, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Yes. Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pork, online shorts, boys, poads, and beyonds. So the good news is every morning when you get here, you get to experience certain tools from Access Consciousness. And as you can see written over here, I'm an Access Consciousness facilitator. And Access Consciousness is one of the most powerful ways of living your life and learning tools that will add tremendous value to your life, right? So what you're getting here are little gifts from me. And you can always come and do any of the Access programs with me whenever you choose. All right, so let's start the day, and let's start by requesting our first 7-minute speaker, and Lizzie Kumar, who seems to be a very, very versatile personality. So I'll leave her to introduce herself and then share some nuggets of wisdom. So would you unmute yourself, please? Lizzie, welcome.
Good morning, Deepak sir. Good morning to the family. I'm happy to be here. I've been trying a lot, to reach here. But yes, priorities. And it's all up to us. How do we prioritize things? There is no external factor acting upon us. So I am here. And special thanks to Mr. Kamal Dufare. He's my childhood friend. So I requested him last night, Kamal, please make sure that you wake me up tomorrow morning to attend this session. So, as I'm not prepared with something very exciting or anything of that sort, that this is my first session over here, but I would love to speak something on relationships. Now, the question is, why relationships? Being a podcaster, my stories are based on relationships. And when we talk of relationships during today's era, we often see people talking of relationship, putting into the bracket of a relationship between a boy and a girl or a man and a woman. And we have reached a level, like being a high school teacher, this is my observation, that we have reached a level where we have forgotten the things that are happening beyond that circle. So now when we are talking of relationships, there is a lot to give and take in this concept. And when you go through Google and look for the literal meaning of relationship, you get the meaning as a friendly or a loving connection between people. But what kills a relationship is the expectations. When we get connected with somebody, whether it's a social thing or this is something which happens naturally, we have certain images, we develop certain images and certain expectations from that person, and we also try to portray ourselves in the best manner. Slowly, when we get into the comfort zone of that relationship, we forget that what we are supposed to do, we start expecting more and more and more. So then one of the person who is in the relationship, they try to be subtle, they try to adjust, and this adjustment lasts for some time. And then that person, he or she will try to make some changes in the surroundings, changes within us just for the sake of the relationship. The one who really wants to be in the relationship, the person will try to make some changes in the surroundings within themselves. But this also at times does not work, because as just now I said, this is a friendly and loving connection, and this friendship and love, it has to come from both sides. And if it is not happening, if it is just one-sided, then this concept of change also fails. Then the last thing, both the parties who are in the relationship, they get totally exhausted with demonstrating themselves to be in that relationship, that they prefer to detach themselves. And they slowly start detaching themselves in such a way, a stage comes where they are totally removed from that relationship. Now, the root cause analysis here. As I told you from the beginning itself, it was all about the expectations. So, friends, instead of having expectations, whenever, wherever we are with somebody, whether it is our children, our spouse, our parents, our students, our friends, our people outside, even our sabzi wala who is coming and giving us vegetables on daily basis, we should have agreements. If we have agreements with people, then there is no conflict, because those agreements are made with the consent of both the person. And those agreements are to be reminded of, those agreements are to be refreshed. And then this way we are able to lead a beautiful life by remaining in a beautiful relationship where we are not cursing anyone, we are not blaming anyone, and we are not blaming ourselves even. So let us promise ourselves today that yes, instead of going for expectations, I will have settlements or agreements in my relationship so that I can lead a beautiful life. Thank you, Sukti sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the wonderful words that you spoke. And Lizzie, one of the things that we keep talking about over here, and I'll repeat it, is that people get out of wonderful relationships and then love and friendship, everything vanishes when they forget some fundamental things. See, which is the purpose of the relationship. So when people forget the purpose of the relationship, then the relationship deteriorates. So the purpose of the relationship, I'll remind everybody, is to support each other, to empower each other, and to make each other stronger. Right? So when they get into the trap of unfulfilled expectations, thought, intentions, undelivered communications, they forget that there is a purpose of being in that relationship, and that is to support each other, empower each other, not make each other weaker, and to make each other stronger. So thank you for that wonderful reminder, Lizzie ji. And over to Neeti and Reddy Garu. I will take your question after this. Yes, Neeti.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, everybody. What I have today, I've wanting to share with you all for the past 1 week. I didn't get a chance to speak earlier due to my own reasons. Many of you know, whole of February, I was barely able to attend the EMC sessions due to my personal family medical exigencies. What I want to share from there is what I realized during those days and how deeply EMC has impacted me. There was a time when we were running between one ICU and the second ICU for a very, very dear family member, a much older person with a lot of comorbidities. And, you know, how the family is striving that somehow there is better health, there's some revival, some things of that nature, that it was a very difficult phase of about 5-7 days, and Sir was supporting me from behind. And there was one day when we had to give a consent for a test, which could take a really bad turn. But then that test was required for the patient's well-being, for furthering the treatment. And it was a written consent that I had to take a decision and sign. And that day it took us somehow, you know, though I gave a verbal consent, I managed to have the courage to give the verbal consent, but they said we need the written consent, and they wouldn't take the consent, they wouldn't do the test. And there's a whole lot of unnecessary stuff going on. And over a period of 7 to 8 hours that I was sitting there waiting for either the test to happen or we move the patient to the other hospital or what we do. And there was so other family members were calling up other doctor friends, getting inputs, this, that. There was utter commotion, noise, talking, chatter, everything going on around me, and all connected with the situation. And amidst all of that, my sister said, "Why are you not talking?" I said, "Well, I don't want to talk. Just leave me alone. I want to connect with my inner peace." So that was the first time I realized that there was a far stronger inner peace in me, which I had never realized till then. And that inner peace was giving me the courage, and that inner peace was giving me the ability to deal with the situation. And over those 7 to 8 hours, whatever happened, I just kept connecting with my inner peace and kept my calm and went through the whole thing. So that was such a beautiful moment when I realized how deeply I've been impacted by the EMC sessions and all the exercises that we do. And this person, you know, he would either not be sleeping or he would be sleeping very deep and not even waking up for meals. And I did not want to move on to things like rice tube. So in my expansive state, every time I went near him, if he was asleep without my even speaking up, but being in that expansive state, in less than 1 minute, he would wake up. And if he was not being able to sleep, in 1 or 2 minutes, he would fall asleep. So without my saying anything, just being in my expansive state, trying to share my energies with him. So these were two such remarkable moments for me to deal with the whole thing. And I must say, Sir was sending so many healing energies. He gave me so much of guidance. And I felt protected. It was a very difficult month for the family, but I felt totally protected. And that's what I wanted to share. Please do the EMC exercises with full conviction. They work miracles for you. They make you turn situations where miracles can happen. Finally, the test did happen at the next hospital, and the test did go well, and the outcome was as was expected, and the treatment is going on. But these tools are what helped me go through the entire month. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for that one phone call when you asked me to join EMC. You were starting EMC and you asked me to join EMC. That was a life-changing phone call for me. I can say that today very well. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for believing in me and joining. Right? You always had a very special place in my heart. Right? So it meant a lot that you came on board. So thank you, Neeti. And see, that's the power of acknowledgement. All right. See, every time we acknowledge the tiny or big miracles that happen in our life, we are reminding ourselves, okay, listen, I am an infinite being who's chosen to live in this little body to experience this life. And this infinite being has a choice, right? See, you will have experiences. We all have experiences, right? And how you choose to relate to those experiences will determine how much value you can get out of them. You see, an experience is an experience. You can interpret it whichever way you want. If you interpret it and say, wow, this is a great experience, I get to experience something more than I ever did, let me receive from it and let me find out what I can learn from it, then you will respond to it differently. Or you can judge that experience and say, horrible, why is it happening to me? It should not happen to me. Why is God doing this thing to me? And then there will be effort, there will be struggle, there will be pain, there will be suffering, and there will be no choice. And the worst part is you will not be able to exercise a choice to learn from that experience. Brings me back to every experience is an opportunity to become a better version of myself. I wish when I was in school, somebody taught me this, that every experience is an opportunity to become a better version of myself. Now, what has we been taught from our childhood? I mean, if you look at the programming that started coming to us very, very early in life, it came in the form of judgment. Oh, Kittu is such a nice boy. Now they've set up an expectation that he's got to be only a nice boy, and he's going around looking for, what is a nice boy? Which way should a nice boy behave? Definitely, nice boy should come up to the expectations. Nice boy should behave. They want me to behave, which is good in a way. And nobody's saying be a bad guy. But can you imagine all the time judging yourself and saying, am I being a nice guy? Am I being a nice guy? Is somebody impressed with me? Is somebody happy with me? So I'm now giving away the reins of my life to somebody else. So if they are happy, only then I can be happy. If they appreciate me, only then I can be appreciated. Right? If they say you're a good guy, then only I'll feel good. So what got lost in that journey was self-determinism. Self-determinism. I will determine my experience. That I am the creator of my experience. I have a choice how to experience experiencing. See, life is a series of experiences that happen one after the other, all right? Which we know. Do you have a choice to live? You're alive. Like one stupid fellow in one of my classes, youngster, he says, sir, I never chose to be born. I was saying something like, why don't you should be grateful to your parents, they gave you life. So he said, I never asked for it. I said, ungrateful fellow. He said, yeah, so I never asked for it. Why should I be grateful? They gave birth to me for their pleasure, not mine. So that's one way of looking at life. I mean, what kind of a life would somebody have if he looks at it like that? Like he's saying, God, I never asked for this life. So the truth is, a lot of people have written about it. I don't know from experience, but they say that we were even given a choice whether we want to be born here or not. We were given a choice about what family we would choose to be in. We were given a choice to look at various life journeys and decide or choose which one do you want to go to. So in the same manner, I believe that we have a choice to experience experiences the way we choose. But my question is, do we even experience choosing anything? Because with all the judging that is going on, we are judging all the time our own self and others. Others are judging us. So we are either avoiding their judgment, all right, or we are defending our own judgments. Where is the choice? So if I don't even have the choice to choose the way I'm experiencing an experience. Now listen to this one. If I don't even have a choice to choose the experience that I'm experiencing, right? Will I not always experience myself as a victim in my life? And is a victim going to experience a life of ease, joy, and glory? Now, you have heard me say many times that, listen, your attention belongs to you. Yes? Your attention belongs to you. But are you a master of your attention? Or somebody else controls your attention? Have you noticed how easily your attention is pulled and gets stuck to things where it should not be stuck? One of those things is called distraction, right? But is it only distraction? It could be a thought that got triggered. It could be an unwitting reminder of the past by looking at somebody's smile or frown. Okay? And what happens? Our attention sticks to that. Mostly our attention sticks to that which we are resisting. Do you like what you're resisting? No. Why would you choose to allow yourself to get stuck with something that you are resisting? Why would you not choose to put your attention on something which you are seeking or which you are desiring instead of being stuck with what you are not wanting? In fact, in my training and coaching practice for the last 40 years, I come across a lot of people who will come and say, oh, why is this happening to me? Why is that happening to me? This should not happen to me. That should not happen to me. This should not happen to me. That should not happen to me. I said, okay, then tell me what should be happening to you. Instead of telling me what you don't want, why don't you tell me what you want? Enna madam, what do you want? Instead of telling me all the time what you don't want. मुझे ये नहीं चाहिए, मुझे वो नहीं चाहिए, ये नहीं होना चाहिए. अरे बाबा क्या होना चाहिए? क्या चाहिए तुमको? क्या मांगता है? Like they say in Mumbai, मांगता है. That is better, no? What do you want? So choice is what? Self-determinism. I determine my experience. I determine the course of my life. I choose to experience my experience the way I want to experience it. I choose to interpret things the way they empower me. You just look and see what we do. Lizzie ji was talking about relationships. You enter into a loving and supporting relationships, right? And at the first disagreement, your interpretations about the other person's actions change. All right? When you're in love with someone, smile. So much love coming out of that smile. And then later on, same smile is interpreted at, okay, now what does she want or what does he want? Abhi kaun sa bomb shell aane wala hai? Interpretation changed, right? The interpretation changed from I am in this relationship to support, empower, and strengthen. It shifts from who is right and who's wrong. It shifts to that. Who's more smart? I will show you. Last time you said this to me. Now I will show you. Do you have a choice there? Or is it based on some silly decision that you took? Hey, somebody hurt me. I will hurt them back. I will show them. Very nice. Yes, Shakti ji. And then we first Okay, ladies first. So Shakti ji goes first, and then Reddy Garu.
Yes, sir. Sir, the most of the time I'm busy with resisting and stuff. I'm not able to empty my mind. I'm not focusing from inside what's going on. Instead of that, I'm focusing on other side. What circumstances I can change, what others. It's like it's not in my control, but I'm trying to change that. My focus is on that. So that's why I'm not able to experience, sir. I'm not making a choice. Always I'm resisting what's going on instead of just to drop.
Yeah. So what is the first thing we need to do in that?
I need to empty my mind.
Two alternatives we've got, no?
Yes.
What are they? You know it very well.
Just use pot and pock, and then it's like a crazy statement. First thing, who does this belongs to?
Yeah, you could do that also. And there is
Yes.
even more simple one. Focus your attention on 50 different
50
objects.
different objects. Yes.
That brings your attention in your control. Yes.
Yes.
And if that also fails, because see, sometimes the feeling that you're experiencing is so overwhelming, right? You are not even able to focus your attention on 50 objects. So what do you do then? Then
Crazy statement.
Discreate it or crazy statement.
Yes.
Because at that time, sometimes even the crazy statement you don't remember. What is that? What is that? Right? So there are many tools. You see which one you can use.
Yes.
But remember something. What are we doing? Getting our attention in our control.
Control.
Right? When the attention comes in our control, what do we say? Hello, it's my choice. How do I choose to experience this experience? How do I choose to interpret this experience? Because my only access to everything and anything is the way I interpret things. If you don't interpret, if you don't judge, you will be in which state? It's called allowance. And allowance allows you to create life. Isn't it?
Yes. Yes.
Beautiful. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you so
Lidhi
much.
ji. Today, ladies are coming first. So, Reddy Garu, you have turn as to wait. Huh? Yes, Lizzie.
Sir, I have shared my part, and the last statement which you have said, this allowance allow us to experience. So we hardly give us ourselves any choice because we are trying to take care of the happenings and make some alterations, adjustments here and there so that everything goes smoothly and we forget about ourselves. So the first and the most important thing for me is to look into myself, look deep within myself, and look for the ways, look for the options, look for the opportunities, work upon myself, then try to make some adjustments and alterations outside. That was awesome. It was a beautiful statement, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, Lilu. Lilu ji, you can speak now.
Since several times and several months or year, I'm facing some problems. Like I want to do good thing to others, and but unknowingly it happens. It turns into bad things. I don't know what is happening, what actually is happening, but my intention is not to hurt anyone and not to I'm actually heartfully I am helping. Before 2 years I does treatment of my grandmother. She was suffering from cancer. She died. She has passed away. But my family members told family members told me that I was just doing treatment for her property, but I did not take any property. I am paying loan for that. In this way, several things happen in my life. Always, I just push me up by just saying some words that I'm not wrong. I'm not doing bad for others. Why to worry? But sometimes it kills inside. Last time also, I was in few times I am in relationship, and my friend called me at night, but I don't know, my phone was not busy, but due to some setting, it shows it was busy, and he blamed me for that too. And I don't know why I'm getting blamed all the times, but my intention is not to do bad things. Then also I'm getting blamed all the times, and I don't want to prove them that I'm wrong or I'm right. I just know what I'm doing. I'm right, I know. That is only motivating me. Just I remind me I am not bad. I'm not bad. I'm doing good. Why it is their perception that they are thinking so, but I don't know how to tackle with this all.
Okay. Anything else you want to say, Lilu?
Nothing, sir.
Okay. Now listen to me very carefully. So my first request is that you should listen very carefully to what is being said here on the chat, on the platform. You will learn many things if you listen. Second thing is, how many times just now when you were talking, how many times did you say, this should not be happening, this should not be happening, why does it happen? Do you remember how many times you said that? How many times did you say that, look, this is what I desire? So I understand that all these things are happening to you, whatever you said, and it is true, it has happened to you. Is it happening to you at this minute as you're talking to me? Nahi na? It has happened
No.
to you. Aapke saath ho
It has.
chuka hai, right? And your attention keeps going where? To something which has happened to you, right? How about switching your attention into what is it that you desire? Aap chahte kya ho? So tell me, we have heard you and I understand what you don't want. Aapko kya nahi chahiye? I understand that. Can you share with us what is it that you desire? What do you want?
I want peace.
Right. And what else you want?
I want me happy with myself.
Yeah. And you want people to trust you. You want people to honor you. You
Yes.
want people to appreciate you for what you have done.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to be successful
Yes, sir.
in your job or business, whatever you do. That is what you desire, isn't it? Now you tell me, where should you put your attention? आपको अपना ध्यान कहाँ डालना चाहिए? On what you desire or what you don't desire?
What I desire.
Exactly. So firstly, you have to learn the exercises. You can go back and watch some of the sessions, or if you're lucky, we may do those exercises again on one of the sessions over here, to how to get our attention in our control. All right. Now you tell me one thing, Liluji. If you have a choice, if you have a free choice, you have the power of choice, will you choose to put your attention on what you desire, or will you put your attention on what you don't desire?
What I desire.
Exactly.
Will put.
So whenever these thoughts come, na, aisa kyun hota hai, why you're someone, you should watch yesterday's recording, you may learn something from it. Right? So whenever your thought comes into why does this happen and why does that happen and it should not happen and, you know, I'm doing good and others are saying like this about me and blah, blah, blah. What should you do? You say, stop. That's one good way of stopping this fellow, you know. Sometimes this inner voice takes over you. So you tell him, stop. And then say to yourself, where am I choosing to put my attention now? You say like this. Say it loud. Where am I choosing to put my attention now? Now.
Where am I putting my attention to put now?
Right. And then you put your attention on what you desire and what you want to create. Na? But you tell me something. Does anybody want to walk through life wearing chains? Zanjeeron se jhagda hua insaan kitni der jayega? If you're, tied up with a lot of chains, can you move forward? Yes or no?
Yes.
If you're tied up with chains, you can move forward.
No.
Exactly. So what you should do?
Free
Break the
from
chains.
the
Na?
chain.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, what are the chains for us? Mental chains. Na? Every time you're judging, it is a mental chain. Every time you're resisting means pratirodh karna. Right? Every time you're resisting, you are actually stuck with it. वो जंजीर होती है, right? It is tying you up. So why should I add more chains to me? Right? Do I want to chain myself to the past? Or do I want to release the chains and fly to the future? Which one? Fly to the future, hai, like a bird. And then you can sing songs like Titli hu main, फूल ने कहा आजा मेरे पास. Is that a better state than मैं जीवन है इस जीवन का? Which one is better, do you think?
Titli hu main.
You should be singing songs like, oh, let Reddy Garu speak. Yeah, he has to go. Yes, Reddy Garu, you wanted to say something before you go. Please say it. Please unmute.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
This is, ma'am, use a word called agreement.
Yeah.
I'm a little confused with that.
See, agreement means, Reddy Garu, you and I are in a relationship. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So we sit down with each other, clarify our expectations. Okay. So I will say to you, okay, Reddy Garu, in our relationship, this is what I'm expecting from you. Right? Then you have a choice to agree with that or not, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if you say, I agree, so there will be, that is called an agreement. And you will then share your expectations from me and say, I want this, I want this, I want this. Then I have a choice to say, okay, I agree on this, I agree on this, I agree on this. So when both parties are agreeing on something, right, and they're living according to their agreement, then chances of something going bad is not going to happen, right? And you remember, I've told you many times, we have expectations which we have never clarified, we have never told. The other person has never agreed to fulfill your, expectation, but you are expecting. No, for example, as a father, somebody is saying, I expect my children to do only what I tell them to do and nothing else.
Yeah.
I expect my children to live their life the way I want them to live. Well, did they agree with you to do that? No. Right? If somebody did not agree to do that, then should you be expecting them to do that?
No.
Right? So that is what she means by agreement.
Okay.
Am I right, Lizzie ji? Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Great. Thank you for asking. I'm sure many people also got clear on that one. So coming back to Lizzie ji. Not Lizzie ji, it's Lilu ji. Both names start with L. So instead of saying Lilu, I'm saying Lizzie. Sorry, Lizzie. Some people used to call my mother Lizzie. Her name was Elizabeth. So cousins would sometimes call her Lizzie. Liz. Instead of Elizabeth, Liz. Lilu ji, are you clear? Shall we move on? Okay, so I'm going to stop here. And I'm going to ask you to close your eyes. So I'm asking, okay, please close your eyes. Close your eyes and listen to my question. And the question is, if you had the power of choice and you could choose freely, okay, what would you be choosing in your life today? You have the choice to choose whatever you desire. God came and said, choose whatever you want. What would you choose in your life? What would you choose to add to your life today to help you to create the future that you chose? Now, as you sit in that meditative state and think, if I had absolute power to choose whatever I want to choose, whatever I desire to choose, what would I choose? And with that thought, I invite you all to experience yourself within your body. As you know, you are not the body, you are a being in the body. So experience yourself being in your body. Yeah. Experience yourself inhabiting each and every cell, each and every crevice. Feel yourself permeating through this entire body. Okay. And as you experience that, allow yourself to expand out of the body and become bigger and bigger and bigger. Experience yourself expanding and expanding and expanding into your infinite self. Expand and expand and expand till you fill up the whole room in which you are sitting. Keep on expanding. Relax. Keep on expanding and expanding until you fill up your whole house, and keep on expanding further. Just let go and expand. Expand to fill up your entire colony. Keep on expanding and expanding and expanding to fill up the whole city. Keep on expanding to fill up the entire country. Keep on expanding to fill up the whole continent. And keep on expanding to fill up the entire planet. And continue to expand. Just let go and allow yourself to expand and expand and expand throughout the solar system. And go on expanding and expanding and expanding. Expand into the entire galaxy, the Milky Way. And keep on expanding and expanding and expanding and expanding to encompass the entire universe. And be there in that state, experiencing your infinite self. And from that place, who are you in that place? You are everything. You are everything and you are nothing. And just be there. Experience yourself as who you truly are, this wonderful, magnificent, extraordinary, infinite being who just chosen to come and live in this little body, experience this little life, experience this little play, or this movie that is there, that you're experiencing as a character, and be in that state for some time, and then slowly allow yourself to come back into your body. And when you're back in your body, ask yourself this question once again. How am I going to choose to create my day and my life from this point onwards? How am I going to choose what life, what will I create today and every day of my life? As this wonderful, magnificent, extraordinary being that I am, who deserves to be loved and respected for who I am. A being who deserves all the magic that this being can create. I can create my life to be a magical one, full of joy and ease and glory. Okay? So whenever you feel complete with that, you can open your eyes. And be in this wonderful space, and I'm not going to ask you to say anything. I just want to remind you that we have a contest running. All right. So 4 people have sent in their entries. So thank you very much for that. So you shall soon get, please send me your email IDs, all of you, right? So that you can receive your prize. The contest is not yet over. 15th of March will be the day we will decide on who the winners are. So they will get a special prize. All right. So before we close our session today, I'm going to invite Mr. Kamal Dhupare, if he's here. Doesn't seem like he's here today. So we'll ask, of course, our senior member, Kuldeep ji. See, whenever he comes, we have this great opportunity to listen to him. Lizzie ji, you want to say something? Go ahead.
Sir, I just wanted to know something about this contest. What is it all about?
Oh, this is a contest open to EMC members. And in this contest, each member is supposed to send a video it should be up to 60 seconds, that means 1 minute, in which they will share what are the benefits they've been getting out of being a participant in the Empowering Morning Conversations. Yeah, we would prefer your sharing of what difference is it making to your life, right?
Thank you, sir.
And there are prizes, by the way. Every entry gets a prize. And then, of course, there is a first prize and a second prize as well.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
So something else you were about to ask, no, Lizzie?
So I was asking, am I eligible for this?
You're a participant, aren't you?
No, you said the EMC members. So I just...
You are a member, isn't it? Once you participate, are you not on the group, Lizzie?
Yeah, I'm there in the group, sir.
Exactly. So you're a participant.
Thank you, sir.
Right. Kuldeep ji, good morning, sir. Nice to see you.
Sir, good morning, Abram. बोले सर.
आपके शेयर सर.
सर एक छोटा सा फॉर्मूला लाइफ का शायद कहता है कि मन के अनुकूल हो तो हरि कृपा.
मन के अनुकूल हो तो हरि कृपा
जी. और मन के प्रतिकूल हो तो हरि इच्छा.
मन से अनुकूल हो तो परीक्षा.
नहीं, मन के अनुकूल हो तो हरि कृपा और मन के प्रतिकूल हो तो हरि इच्छा.
हरि इच्छा. ओके
जी. धारण करें इस तथ्य को, धारण करें इस तथ्य को और पाएं जीवन में आनंद ही आनंद.
Wow. How about the translation? Neeti ji, you should translate this one.
If things happening according to you, this is the God's grace. If they are happening opposite to what to you or what you like, it is God's will. And if we maintain this paradigm, there will be in life nothing but bliss and bliss.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. 3 times beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, sir. कुनैन साहब, आप एक और एंट्री भी भेज सकते हो.
सर अगर वैसा होगा तो
लिमिट टू हाउ मेनी एंट्रीज यू कैन सेंड. बाय द वे
50 एंट्री हो जाएगी.
अब भेज दो ना, क्या फर्क पड़ता है. बट वो जो क्या कहते हैं, एवरी एंट्री हैज अ प्राइस की ना, लिमिट है 5. आप भेज सकते हो 10 भी.
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू सो मच.
गो अहेड
जनाब. 2-3 लाइनें जो याद आ रही हैं अभी के डेडिकेटेड टू माय ओल्ड फ्रेंड लिजी जी. अर्ज किया है सर के तेरी मुस्कुराहट से मेरी हर सुबह की शुरुआत होती है.
वाह वाह वाह.
और EMC मेंबर्स एंड स्पेशली टू यू सर, कि तेरी मुस्कुराहट से मेरी हर सुबह की शुरुआत होती है जैसे दुनिया की हर खुशी मेरे साथ होती है, और होती है समा में एक अलग ही बात, होती है समा में एक अलग ही बात, लगता है हवा में भी प्यार की मिठास होती है.
वाह 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 वाह.
So welcome to the club, Lizzie ma'am, and all everyone. That's what we are in the every morning. Sukdeepak sir. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And my grateful thanks to every one of you for being a part of this community, willing to speak, willing to question, willing to share, willing to learn. All right. Willing to be a person who wants to create life. Willing to be a person who wants to have a life of ease, joy, and glory. So thank you very much for a wonderful session. And I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow with your friends. So God bless you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.